Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bourbon Note. I'm Greg.
I'm Ben.
And today, is it a bourbon?
It's bourbon.
We're drinking bourbon. All right, Ben, you mentioned that you had a source out of state because...
A source. Sounds
that,
nefarious.
It does sound nefarious. We did a review of this label, but 86 proofer.
Yeah.
And it turns out they make 100 proof of this exact
Should we bring it in and show the people?
Bring it on in.
All right, we've got, bam, this is very Old Barton, 100 proof. So this falls into the category of not available in Minnesota. So the 86 proof very Old Barton is, and we've had that, and it was pretty good. It was just recently in our proof points video. I think it got second place for you.
It really did.
And it came in last for me, but it is a bottle that for the price, it's like $12, and for the low proof point, actually got some decent flavor to it.
And we've done reviews in the past and said this is kind of a straight down the middle, basic bourbon. If you look up the definition of bourbon, this is a good one.
Yeah, very basic bourbon notes. So this is the 100 proof one. I had a friend pick this up for me in Illinois because after the 86 proof one, I just wanted to try it and see what, you know, we every once in a while, we're known to say, I'd like to see this at a little higher proof if we're reviewing a bourbon that's down in that kind of 80, sub 90, you know. You
mentioned the other day that you're a big fan of those little plastic insert things that make it easier to pour. It occurred to me that I like those.
Yeah.
I don't see them often enough, I guess.
There's not one in here, though.
No, there's not. I almost over-poured.
So, Barton product, obviously. They also make 1792, which is great.
Which we love the line.
Yeah, we really like those. Otherwise, I don't really know much about it as far as age or anything like that goes. I think this usually runs around the $20 mark, I think.
Okay.
My friend got it at a gas station, so it's a little more expensive than that, but that's to be expected. But I think you can get this for, sub 20 a lot of times.
That's another thing about Minnesota. You can't buy.
Can't buy booze at the gas station, nope. Or at the grocery store. You have to go to a dedicated liquor store.
Yep.
I mean, honestly, it's got some nice flavors.
I think it's rich.
It's very rich.
Brown, sugary.
You can get a really great flavor out of that 100 proof point. You know,
you should be able to.
It's a really great kind of mid. You know, not everybody likes the cask strength stuff and whatever. So 100 proof is a great kind of, like I said, kind of middle ground for people that want to try something a little bit higher than your standard 90 and below.
And we've said a ton of times that we really like Bottled and Bond, and it's not just because we love the government and more government influence in our bourbon, but 100 proof in 4 years is great.
And having at least 4 years, you know, you've got those couple. Well, so this one is Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, and I don't see an age statement on it anywhere. So,
so it's basically Bottled and Bond without the government.
Kind of, yeah. It's at least 4 years if it doesn't
have
an age statement, and it does
but it could be
not
hidden
that I can see. Yeah, I don't see it anywhere. So we're rocking at least 4.
All right, I'm going for it.
Cheers.
Oh, I like that a lot.
Yeah. Again, just like the 86 proof one, this is a very standard down the middle bourbon.
With maybe the sweetness turned up to 6, you know, if 1 through 10.
It does have a nice sweetness to it, but it has kind of a sharp edge to it as well, in a good way. That sharp flavor edge.
A little bit of like oak spice. But the sweetness, no, on the nose it was brown sugar. On the tongue, it's actually like cane sugar, like white sugar. It's like a bright sweetness, but not too sweet. Like it's not liquid sugar, but it's got an interesting...
Getting a higher rye vibe. I know the the 1792 products are on the higher rye side.
Some of them, yeah.
And I think that this
does drink like it's a higher rye mash bill.
Yeah, it's got the sweetness, but it has a little bit of that kind of, I don't know how to, what am I looking for here? Doesn't really have like the licorice or the clove maybe quite as much, but it's got something.
So there's a flavor, and I think, is it called anise? The flavor note, the black licorice note. It has that, but without, this is hard to describe, it has some of those flavors without the actual black licorice part, because I don't like black licorice, but there's certain kind of like flavors around it.
There are elements there, yeah.
Yeah, that, and this kind of has it, and occasionally we get that flavor on rye. Again, it's not black licorice, I don't like black licorice, but it's similar.
Because I'm not, on the palate, I'm not getting much of the caramel and the brown sugar and the vanilla.
Right. Yeah,
I'm not getting any vanilla really at all. It's leaning more in that direction. Maybe a little of that brown sugar, but it's very low. And it's more of a, there's kind of, the more I'm drinking it, there's a nice spice to it.
I think more of the char and wood spice is coming through now that I've had several sips.
Yeah.
I actually like this a lot.
Yeah, this is good, especially if you can get this for that, if it's sub 20, then absolutely, all day long, this is a total recommend. Yeah, I'm just kind of getting, it's maybe almost borderline floral a little bit.
What about orange?
Like orange rind, like orange peel?
Well, citrusy. And it's very, very light.
Yeah, I could see that. That's not uncommon to have on like a rye or a high rye bourbon. Starting to get a little of the caramel coming through, but it's not on the candy sweetness side at all.
Right.
You know, it's definitely got, but it's also at the same time, it is kind of when I say it's kind of a down the middle bourbon, I'd say this comes across as a down the middle high rye bourbon.
Yes, I would agree.
You know, so if you're going to compare a high rye to a regular, lower rye mash bill, this is a standard. Nothing's too out of whack as far as the rye's not overwhelming.
Right.
And I don't even know that this is high rye. I'm assuming it probably is.
It sure feels like it now that I've said several sips. I would say it drinks like it's young, meaning like thin and watery.
Yeah.
But the flavors drink like it's mature.
Absolutely. Yeah, totally agree. That's a really good point because it doesn't have that viscosity to it that
it doesn't.
You get on extra age.
But it really, you get some real wood char / barrel note maturity. And so this is a really interesting one. I actually like this a lot.
Yeah. Little bit of corn. Kind of getting that dusty corn a little bit. Almost leaning into the nutty, salted peanut shell.
Like it's hinting at it, but not quite going there.
Yeah. Yeah, this is, I would say if this was available around here, I like the 86 proof, but that is getting a little bit low. But sometimes you want that lower proof with good flavor so you can have a couple and you don't have to worry about losing too much control of your faculties. But if this was available around here, I would, I'd probably skip the 86 and I would get this. I would probably keep a bottle of this around.
Totally agree. This would be a staple.
Yeah. This is an excellent utility bourbon because somebody who likes bourbon is going to probably enjoy this neat. I think it tastes great neat. It'll stand up to an ice cube because it's definitely sharp and strong enough. I have a feeling this would make a great old fashioned.
Totally.
Yeah. So I think you can really do anything with this.
Yep. Totally agree. This would be. Yeah, it's a shame it's not available in Minnesota because I would own a bottle of it continually.
If this is sub 20, which I saw, I want to say I saw like $17 or something like that.
Maybe they're like a total
or up to like 25 to 30, but I mean,
sub 25. This is really, really good.
Yeah, this I think would be a go-to. Wild Turkey 101 in that $25 to $28 range around here because they mostly sell liters around here, so that's for a liter.
Yeah,
but I mean, this is a competitor for that.
I would agree.
Now, Wild Turkey 101, it's tough to beat, so I'm not saying that this beats that, but as far as having a budget-friendly bottle on your shelf, this is awesome. So, gonna have to have them pick up more bottles of this, I think.
Totally agree.
So, all right, well, this has been very Old Barton 100 proof on the Bourbon Note. I'm Ben.
Why did I all of a sudden wonder, I was expecting you to say something else, and it's like, oh, it's my turn.
I'm Ben, he's Greg. Thanks for watching. Share this video with a friend or an enemy. Cheers.